So I woke my big ass up this morning and I logged into the internet and I found out that Game Freak lied to us. This has been inundating my Twitter feed all over social media. There's been so much debate and just arguments and craziness going on out there over a video game, over some Pokemon Sword and Shield. It's the end of the world, guys. The world is on fire. This is about to start World War III. It is the end. It is nuts, guys. So today I wanted to dig into this, kind of delve into it, find out what really is going on, give you guys some of my thoughts and opinions. But I have to give you this disclaimer. I am not the world's largest Pokemon fan. I'm sure there's some 600-pound life mofo out there bigger than me who really loves Pikachu. But all joking aside, the last time I've completed a Pokemon game was way back with Red, Blue, and Yellow. I played through all three of them, but that was it. I was a lot younger at the time, too. I'm a lot older now. Obviously, that's how time works, damn it. But I've played the other Pokemon games, just either couldn't get into them, didn't have the time, lost interest. I don't know. Not necessarily saying they're bad games, but it's hard for me to lump myself into this group of people who are diehard fans and who are being very vocal. I just find some of this stuff funny and interesting, and I wanted to talk about it. So there's a lot of tweets out there. This guy gives some facts. Criticism is not toxicity. That's not necessarily a fact. It can turn into toxicity. Having standards for a $60 product is not being entitled. Yeah, you should have standards. You vote with your dollars. That's the way it works. Game Freak lied about the models being remade. That's the biggest thing. We're going to dig into that a little bit in a moment here. But you start going through this. There's these charts. I have a few of them. We'll dig into one of them that lists a lot of the problems people have, which I find interesting. But man, you see there's just so much humor and ridiculousness out here. Wow, Ocarina of Time looks great on the Switch. So a lot of people are having issues with the textures and all sorts of things. People have been complaining about a lot of this stuff for a while now, but the biggest thing, why there's a big kerfuffle right now is because of the Game Freak lied thing about the models. That's what we're really going to talk about, but we're going to dig into a little bit more. But yeah, there's a lot of humor, a lot of ridiculous stuff out here. There's a lot of great reviews. So like IGN, I mean, who cares about IGN? But there's a lot of different places out there who are giving this game very high scores, and it's got people just up in arms. How could you do that? How could you give this game a high score? Now people are going to buy it because they think it's amazing, but it's missing a bunch of stuff, right? They're comparing the textures to Nintendo 64 textures, and I'm like, my God, I remember a while back seeing the Dragon Quest 11 compared to Pokemon stuff, and yeah, Dragon Quest looked like the graphics look better, a little bit different of a style, but yeah, just it goes on and on and on. Well, we all know Nintendo's real holiday season release, then Luigi's Mansion 3. But the problem here is some of this stuff is just stupid, guys. How is there a petition to stop the sale of Pokemon Sword and Shield? The game comes out in like a day. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. We, the people of the United States of America, strive for quality goods and entertainment. I can't read this without almost laughing. It's true, but it's stupid at the same time. We, the people of the United States, want what is best for our children. Then have them go outside and or learn some skills. Jeez, man. They got to have the best Pokemon ever. They got to have what's best for their children, right? We, the people of the United States, want what is best in our stores. No booty-ass Pokemons. We only want the best Pokemons. We don't want none of them bootleg Pokemons in the stores. President Trump and Congress, the newest Pokemon game by Game Freak and Nintendo, are negatively impacting the market with questionable decisions. We believe if the sales of the game were to stop, it will wake up Game Freak and we'll get quality back. It's not going to happen. There's no point. You can get freaking a billion signatures on this. Nobody's signing this thing, by the way. But you get a billion signatures. It's not going to stop anything from happening. Give me a break. We as both Pokemon fans, but more importantly, American citizens, the land of the free, the home of the brave, believe this is violating our market rights and needs something done. It's not violating your market rights, you dumbasses. You don't have any market right to a Pokemon game. Give me a break. You don't have any right to a specific game of what you want, what your vision is. I'm not saying that Game Freak's doing right by its diehard fans, but I'm just saying you have no rights when it comes to a product that somebody else is going to create. Not, as far as the vision goes. Like, if it's not a safe product, yeah, you have rights. But as far as entertainment goes, give me a break. There's no market rights for an entertainment product. Like, you have market rights to what your vision is. Doesn't work that way. Get the hell out of here with that. A lot of ridiculousness going on with some of these fans. Some people have some common sense. Some people are willing to have civil debates and conversations. Some people are just nuts, man. And that's why I'm like, dude, is it going to be the apocalypse because of Pokemon Sword and Shield? Things are getting intense out there, and it's just ridiculous. But let's jump into why, right? Why? So there's several of these charts out there, and these charts, they list the problems that a lot of people are having with this game right now. A lot of the charts are very similar, have the same information. We'll just go through this one real quick. Pokemon's removed, number of usable Pokemon's been cut. Valid criticism. That's not subjective. They did cut Pokemon, but why, right? And that's what this is about. The Game Freak lied thing. People are saying they lied, that they cut stuff in order to rebuild the models. And I think there may be a controversy with that. And we're going to jump into that in a second. Moves removed. If you remove Pokemon, you're going to remove moves. Makes sense. Some subjective stuff, mediocre graphics, the textures. For sure, you can look at it. You compare it to other games. Yeah, you're going to see differences. I was still, the game still appealed to me with what I'd seen. So it's kind of like that mob mentality. Like, people have this big issue, and then other issues are brought to light, and then things blow up even bigger, and people's opinions start becoming facts when it's, it can be something that's more subjective than fact. Either you like the graphics or you don't. Me personally, yeah, I've seen better looking games, but, I think it looks fine or it looks okay. I just have to experience the game for myself to formulate an opinion. Bad animations, that's one I've been hearing a lot. Cutscenes and restrictions. Like previous Pokemon games, the cutscene and story forcing and restrictions are insane this time around. Seems to be even more intrusive and in your face before at times. Graphical issues, there's constant graphical issues, not just the low quality graphics, but pop in. And I've seen some examples of that people have shown where, there's like a character 30 feet in front of you and it disappears. Then you walk a foot and it pops in. Kind of, yeah, I get it. I get some of these complaints for sure. Remove past features from game that were in previous games, catching restrictions, and it's one of the easiest, shortest games ever. So there's a lot of criticisms out there. There's a lot of praise as well. Is one side right? Is one side wrong? I wouldn't necessarily say either. It's all going to be based off of your own experience with the game. Some of these things may annoy you, may piss you off, and you just vote with your dollars. Don't buy the damn game, right? I already pre-ordered it. I'm going to enjoy it. Hopefully, if I don't, I will report to you guys, let you know how it goes. Bought both copies of the game so I can enjoy it with my kids. Like I said, hopefully. But that's the one thing. It's a game that a lot of kids are going to want, and they're not going to care about a lot of this stuff. So, yeah, I get it at the same time. But here's the one thing. I think there's a controversy of brewing besides what we've seen so far with this. So people are saying, okay, they lied. That's what the trending hashtag is that they lied about the 3D models being rebuilt from the ground up. And supposedly some data miners dug into it and found the models are exactly the same as the 3DS models, right? This stuff is coming from like 4chan and places like that. I don't think anything is necessarily confirmed. I just see like this big mob mentality of a ton of people seeing one thing and taking it for truth when who knows for sure. I'm not even saying it's true or not. Could be faked, it could be true. But in the end, does it matter to me? Not really. I don't really care, but I'm not the biggest fan. I'm not a diehard fan. And I get diehard fans are going to get emotional. I don't get emotional about video games. Not like that. I just don't buy them, or I buy them and feel like I wasted my money. I know people don't like to feel like they wasted their money, but I do understand. I just don't understand getting emotional about this, like some of the craziness that's going on out there. Now, the reason people are saying that Game Freak lied is based off of an interview, a Treehouse interview that's published on Famitsu, and the translations don't say exactly the same thing that people are saying that they said. When you read through this, translations are causing a big problem lately, from the spoken Japanese language to English, where things don't sound exactly right. And I think people are manipulating some of it, because even reading through this, I'm kind of having a hard time seeing where they specifically said that they redid all the models, or they're redoing the models and they had to cut, Pokemon from the game. So just to look at this a little bit, But here we go. Considering the graphic quality of Pokemon Sword and Shield, it seems that there would be considerable amount of time to create them all for Pokemon. The decision is personally lonely and sad. Like, okay, of course, I wanted to be able to bring all Pokemon if possible, but it was also a decision that I had to make someday. In the end, I had to choose quality. And then Omori, we had a lot of discussion with Masuda about this time. Even at the time of Pocket Monster Sun and Moon, it was actually quite difficult to be able to bring all the Pokemon. But the hardware became the Nintendo Switch and the model was rebuilt from the beginning. I have to make some choice. However, if you could play Pocket Monster Sword Shield, you will understand that even if there are restrictions in the Pokemon that you can bring, the content of play will be quite voluminous, right? How much volume will be in the picture book? So there's a lot of information here, a lot of interesting stuff. But I don't really see specifically where they said they redid all the models. Maybe they did, maybe they didn't. I've seen some conflicting information with these data miners, these leaks, where other people are saying, no, there's more polygons in some of these models that they're claiming are reused. I can't say any of it's true or not, but I'm seeing a lot of conflicting stuff out there. One of the things that I've heard with the translation of this is that they were more specifically talking about the Dynamax, the Kaiju transformations, the huge, gigantic ass Pokemons, how they had to do like brand new models for that, which makes sense. They didn't exist before. So was that what they were talking about? Did they reuse models? I would imagine you already have the models made. You could spruce them up. Of course, they're going to reuse the models, but did they lie? I can't see in this where it seems that way. They didn't specifically say what people are saying they said. There could be some mistranslations. There could be some other stuff going on here. But that mob mentality, man, people are not liking what they're seeing, and they're taking other people's word for things instead of experiencing it themselves. And I'm not advocating that if you don't like what you see to go buy the game and experience it yourself. But I'm just saying, like, you can't always believe everybody's truths. You know what I mean? Just because somebody says something, so many people fake stuff, so many people twist things. And I'm not, some of this stuff I don't think is faked necessarily. The pop in, some of the graphic issues, stuff like that. The textures not looking as great as they do in other games. Yeah, it seems legit. But the Game Freak lied thing, I think, is getting blown out of proportion in a sense, and that I'm not really finding the evidence where they specifically said that. And I know somebody will say, well, no, that's what he meant. But then again, that's just interpretation. I've seen so many different interpretations and thoughts behind this interview. That is what this is based off of. This is where this information came from, that they created the models brand new, and that's why they cut the Pokemon. And that's not exactly worded that way here. So there you guys go. My thoughts, man, it's not worth getting emotional over. I don't get emotional over video games because I hate to break it to you, but video games don't really matter in the end. It's a form of entertainment. It's a form of escape. You're supposed to relax, not get all worked up and crazy about it. Either you play it or you don't. And that's that. We'll see what happens. I'm going to experience it for myself, formulate my opinions from there, not from what everybody else has had to say. So, hey, really do appreciate you guys. Let me know what you think about the Poke drama out there, the Poke drama. With that said, I will catch y'all next time. Peace out, bye-byes, and boom. Bye.